There's a quiet performance that plays out every day, at work, on social media, at family dinners, and in the mirror. It's the performance of composure, of competence, of having it all together. We admire those who seem to pull it off effortlessly. We envy the curated lives, the unbothered tone, the confident posture, the smiling faces who appear to be thriving while the rest of us are just trying to stay afloat. And somewhere deep in the noise of comparison and pressure, we begin to internalize a lie, that everyone else has it together, except me. But here's the truth, simple and unsexy as it is, no one has it all together. No one. The appearance of togetherness is often just that, an appearance. And yet, the myth persists, because it gives us something to chase. It seduces us into thinking that if we could just try harder, work more, look better, speak better, then we too could finally cross some invisible finish line where life makes perfect sense, where we're no longer anxious, no longer ashamed, no longer behind. But that place doesn't exist. From an early age, most of us are taught to manage appearances. Not just how we look, but how we come across. We're rewarded for performance, not process, for showing strength, not struggle. We're expected to be well-adjusted, high-functioning, emotionally intelligent, physically healthy, financially stable, socially active, and mentally resilient. All at once. All the time. So what happens? We learn to perform wellness. We curate the version of ourselves that looks like it's doing fine, even when we're not. We hide the chaos behind a smile. We push through exhaustion. We bury our confusion under busyness. We suffer silently, afraid that if we ever let it show, the illusion will shatter. But illusions are fragile. And the more we invest in keeping up the act, the further we drift from our real lives, our real selves, and each other. Trying to have it all together all the time is exhausting. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It drains us because it's not real. It's a persona, a costume we wear to convince the world we're fine. But underneath that costume are the parts of us that still ache, still question, still fall apart behind closed doors. People who look the most together are often the ones struggling the most in silence. The overachiever with burnout. The friend who always gives advice but never talks about themselves. The parent who never shows weakness. The influencer who smiles for the camera but stares blankly at the wall once it's off. Holding it all in doesn't make you stronger. It makes you lonelier. We confuse composure with character. We confuse success with stability. And we shame ourselves for not being where we think we're supposed to be. But the truth is, most people are just figuring things out as they go. Some are good at hiding it. Others are brave enough to admit it. That's the only real difference. The truth is that life is inherently messy. It's full of uncertainty, contradiction, and change. No matter how intelligent, accomplished, or emotionally aware you are, you will face moments of fear, confusion, regression, and failure. That doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're human. Having it together is a moving target. You might feel in control in one area of your life while another is falling apart. You might be thriving at work but drowning emotionally. You might be emotionally balanced but financially unstable. The idea that there's a moment where everything aligns perfectly is a fantasy. Life isn't a checklist to be completed, it's a set of constantly shifting variables. The goal is not to master them all, but to live honestly among them. We cling to the myth of having it all together because it gives us hope. It lets us believe there's a version of life where we're no longer uncertain, no longer insecure. It gives us something to work toward. But in doing so, it also isolates us. Because if I believe everyone else has it figured out but me, then I'll feel like an imposter. I'll hide. I won't reach out. I'll keep pretending, because vulnerability now feels like failure. And that's the great tragedy. When we all believe we're the only ones struggling, we miss the opportunity to connect. We miss the healing power of mutual honesty. We suffer quietly, when what we need most is to be seen. So if you're feeling like everyone else is ahead of you, more stable than you, more in control than you, pause. Breathe. And remember, most people are carrying things you'll never see. Most people are struggling quietly while performing loudly. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just living in a world that rewards masks and punishes mess. But the mess is where the truth is. It's where the depth is. It's where the growth is. Let go of the myth. Let go of the performance. And give yourself permission to be real, even if that means being uncertain, imperfect, and in progress. Because the truth is, no one has it all together. And maybe we were never supposed to.